Hello, you beautiful people, and welcome back to the Hall of Fame Challenge. My name's Casey Sport, and I hope you're having a great day. And first things first, I wanted to talk about this. What more could you want in life than my three lead strikers all having a 7.36, 7.16, and 7.46 average rating in their last 5 games? But let's talk about how we got to that point, because we have played a fair amount of football. So we left off after that second round cup victory over Sheffield Albion, and things have gone pretty alright for us. We lost to Carnarvon 2-0. I have to think about that one. 2-0. Things happen sometimes, but then we immediately bounced back a 1-0 win over Pontypridd, an 86th minute free kick goal by Elliot Evans, and that kind of sold me. So Elliot Evans then became a new starting player for us, but immediately we'd lose 3-1. Goals from Dwayne Sewell and Kean Tadman would make it 3-1. Aled Williams, quite unfortunate there. But this, one of my favourite games I have played, and I wish maybe I'd have recorded this. A 5-4 victory. So, Finlay Hereford Lockyer would make it 1-0. 1-0 thanks to a goal. Tell you what, let's go through the goals, because I love this game. This was massive. You'll clearly see the reason why. But yeah, this was such a great game as we load up this match report. You notice in terms of the stats, we were played completely off the par, if I'm being honest. But yeah, here's our first goal. It was actually us who opened the score with a very nice headed goal there by Giannis Lewis, and that put us 1-0 up, and things would go pretty well. Elliot Evans there with a beautiful through ball over the top, and Aled Williams would make it 2-0. 22 minutes in, Cardiff are 2-0 up against the New Saints, but things wouldn't be too rosy for long, as Hereford Lockyer, as we said, made it 2-1 just before the 29th minute, and he'll be on the ball again in a very key part of this team as he races down that right hand side, pulls it across, and Jordan Williams makes it 2-2. Immediately following that goal, Marshall launches the ball up, Hereford Lockyer takes it down, and it's 3-2. In the space of 10 minutes, we have just lost a 2-goal advantage, and it'll stay that way for half an hour until yet again Hereford Lockyer pulled it back, and McManus would make it 5-4 in the 66th minute. But that's not all. Just before that, there was a highlight, which was Hereford Lockyer again on the ball. You can see how integral he is. 2 goals, 2 assists. So he would win it, play forward to Giannis Lewis, and Madeline pounces through the back of Giannis Lewis for a red card. Corner kick from Curtis Strong. Bounce around, Lewis down to Evans on the edge of the box, and it's 4-3. So we're a man up, and we're 1 goal behind. But we're not giving up there. Harry Owen swings it in. Cleared by Marshall, but it falls to the feet of Aled Williams, and it's 4-4 in the 84th minute. And we still don't give up. We stay attacking. Owen over the top. Evans takes it down, pulls it across, and Aled Williams finishes off his hat-trick as he makes it 5-4 in the 93rd minute. So 2 goals, 2 assists from Finlay Hereford Lockyer, formerly of Bolton. There we go. I had the B, but I was going to say like Brexton or something, I don't know. So yeah, despite a very good performance from him, it wouldn't matter as we would come out of that game 5-4 victors. Harry Owen, by the way, didn't even get a match rating despite being involved in 2 goals. That's how quick it all changed. Straight after that, though, it would be back down to reality. Haverfordwest, the current league leaders, would win 3-0 very comfortably. And yeah, there's kind of nothing we could do. But there was something we could do against Aberystwyth, who we are facing today. A 3-2 victory. Again, it was back and forth. That's kind of been the story of the season. We aren't taking comfortable victories. We win by 1 goal most games, and it tends to be a bit of a battle. But 3-2 over Aberystwyth, and we now head into probably the slightly more important game in the Welsh Cup. This is the squad. Ben Haynes continues in goal. Barney Sodhi forced his way into that left back position, complaining about lack of game time. And I did feel like he kind of deserved it. He is a young 22-year-old left back with a lot of very good natural ability. Definitely has the potential to grow. And so he's in that left back. Sean Williams still in that lineup. But Emlyn Lewis is our new right back. Clearly a very good player in the peak of his career at 27. You've got to think he's there or thereabouts. Yeah, top player. Sean Wilson still in at right back. And Corey Francis has actually dropped deeper into that playmaking role. Akpan stepping further ahead in the ball winning midfield role. Kabongo continuing in that central midfield attacking role. Aled Williams, Yanis Lewis, and now Elliot Evans finishes off our front three. It's been a tactic and a group of players that's worked pretty well. It's pretty tough for Elliot Evans, I've got to assume, being a player assistant manager, to be doing team talks, etc., and inspiring himself. But I'm not all too worried. For those wondering, Aberystwyth are quite low in the league. I think they're 11th. We are 8th or 9th. They're thereabouts. So relatively evenly matched teams. But I do feel like we're better than our league position puts us, thanks to those opening 10 games without a win. When you're 18 games into a season and you didn't win in your first 9, it's pretty tough to kind of bounce back. First highlight here for Aberystwyth. It's a free kick. Owusu Antwi, who scored against us last time, hits that one over the crossbar. Players to look out for: Owusu Antwi, Griffiths, and that's about it. That's the only 2 players I recognise. Falconer. Mahmoud. Not Mahmoud Dahoud, thankfully. He would be probably a league winner just on his own. Yanis Lewis is free, and it's just wide of the post. That was a really good chance. That could have been 1-0. The youngsters linking up front have been so key for us. Jallow, Thorne, over the top. Looks for Griffiths at the back post, and he headers just over. Both teams with really good chances, but yet to take them. Haynes now, forward. And it's right back to the feet of Aberystwyth, and it's Griffiths on the ball. Back to Mahmoud. Good pressure though by Aled Williams or Dixon Kabongo maybe? I think Kabongo. Harvey Owen, not our Harvey Owen. Their Harvey Owen on the ball. Thorne. Couple good options here. Jallow. Yanis Lewis steals that ball off of his feet. And now we have the chance to counter-attack. Francis. Kabongo. Here we go, guys. Elliot Evans. Forward to Yanis Lewis. Could pull this across. Needs to do something. Sean Wilson. All the way to Kabongo at the back post. It falls. And that's going to be a penalty kick. Mahmoud with the handball. And it falls to the feet of Aled Williams, who could well make this 1-0 here 31 minutes in. From the penalty position, it's 1-0. The penalty spot. His 12th goal of the season. I believe he's still only 15 years old. What a career this man has ahead of him. And I hope we get to see it play out. 1-0. Cardiff Met Uni. We could be progressing through to the quarterfinals. Not the 5th round, the quarterfinals of the Welsh Cup as we go into the half 1-0 up thanks to a very good penalty. But yeah, this team, it's starting to work so well. We don't maybe get a ton of chances and we aren't like unstoppable. But I feel like we're playing at the level we belong at. We are competitive against most teams in this league. And whilst we're not blowing them away, we are keeping our strengths and we're keeping our wits. Falconer forward. Wilson really good there interception, but it falls right back to Owusu. And Barney Sodi collects. Kabongo now driving with the ball. Aled Williams, the goal scorer. Back to Barney Sodi. Lovely ball at the top and Kabongo's released. And that's a very poor shot. Weaker foot kind of showing there as he fires that one. Look at that. This is why you need like a very good wide area is the wing backs. Especially Barney Sodi pushed so high. Very happy with this team. A lot of these players we kind of brought in and they're doing a very good job. 15 minutes left to go. We could start to make some changes and I think now is as good a time as any to do them. Sean Wilson's fitness is a little bit of a worry. We don't necessarily have fullbacks who can play that role, but I'm going to bring Corey Francis in and Gethin Jones to play that deep line playmaker role, and Giannis Lewis is going to come off for Harvey Owen. Not going to make too many changes. The team actually has been very physically fit, as Charlie Crosby, Vices say that Charlie Crosby comes on for Kabongo. But yeah, the team's not really struggled with fitness issues. We've been very good. And let's make our final changes. Curtis Strong. And I'm going to keep Emlyn Lewis in. Just going to bring Curtis Strong on. I'm not going to use all 5 substitutions. The game's starting to tick away. Still 1-0 up. And a highlight, probably the last highlight of the game. Philbert Owusu Antwi are said to keep an eye out on him. And it's 1-0. A stunner of a free kick there. A very, very good goal. Wow. There's not much. That's not a tactical issue. Well, it goes straight to penalties. Led Williams will take the first one. I'm going to let the players decide. That's my only thing. I'm going to let the players decide. This is a team-led operation. Or is it just the inmates run the asylum? Williams scores his second penalty of the evening. Both successful. The other goal scorer of today, Owusu Antwi, now beats Ben Haynes by going into that top corner. Another unstoppable shot. Up next, Hope Akpan. I believe he is 1 goal, 2 misses from the spot. And he scores. Green goes the right way. But akin to Owusu's first goal, it's just too high. Darlington now versus Haynes. Steps up. Haynes really should be getting a touch to that. Still 1-1. Now Corey Francis. One of our more experienced players steps up. And it's right down the middle. Green doesn't even have to move. Smothers that shot. Still 2-2 on penalties, but Roberts with the chance to take the advantage. Haynes stops it. Still 2-2. Both goalkeepers making big saves there. And it's now Elias Evans. Has to put us ahead. And does. Sends Green the wrong way. I think that's the first penalty that's gone left. Harry Owen steps up for Aberystwyth. If next is Harry Owen for Cardiff, I'm going to love it. Haynes should be saving that, just so much power. No, it will be Curtis Strong to take this. Must score. And it will take us essentially into sudden death. And he tries to dink it and Green collects. Both penalties Green saved has been extremely simple. Trying to be cocky and arrogant has cost us here, as their left back now stands up. Hinds. Will he score? Haynes stops it, also down the middle. It has been identical so far from both sides. Sean Williams now versus Green. Scores. Sends Green the wrong way. Sudden death. This is tense. Of course, we lost our opening professional game as manager on penalties. A 3-3 draw against Barry that went to penalties and we lost. Now we have time to sort of fix those mistakes as that's down the middle. Haynes overcompensated with that dash, you've got to think. Gethin Jones, the 15-year-old, steps up confidently and fires that down the middle. This is massive. Both teams really pushing each other's spirit and mentality to the edge here. Richardson versus Haynes. Our youngsters stepping up. What can Aberystwyth do? He scores, sends Haynes the wrong way. Charlie Crosby, another veteran. I think our oldest played on the pitch today. Scores, Green goes the right way. Gets a touch but can only parry it into the top of the net. I really hate this. Green's going to take it. Their goalkeeper steps up, I believe, number 9 for Aberystwyth. Goalkeeper versus goalkeeper. And Haynes makes a save. We progress on penalties against Aberystwyth. A penalty from Aled Williams was what took us through to this. But we progress to the quarterfinals of the JD Welsh Cup, not the Nathaniel MG Cup. We progress. That is huge. And a big moment there for young Ben Haynes. You can see at the bottom, kept his bottle, I think is the best way to put it. Now I'm going to talk about the league games coming up and how the league position is looking, because we are not going to be doing this game against Bala. At least I don't think so. So we have Bala, Penny Pont, Barry and Carnarvon. And we are going to come to this game against Carnarvon. Why? Well, there's 4 games left of the traditional season, so to speak. 22 games are played, and then it comes into 2 brackets of 6, and they play against each other twice again, once at home, once away. Altogether 32 games, but essentially, if you finish in this top 6 position, you have an automatic chance to qualify in a European competition playoff. I think the rules is best to explain it, but yeah, so you'll see here, Championship Conference is top 6 and above, and they all get the European places playoff, which is here. It's essentially just a straight playoff to get into the Europa League Conference League qualifying round. Okay, so if you also finish in the bottom 6, if you finish 7th, you get that opportunity as well, but top 6 guarantees it. With 4 games left to go, we are 7 points behind Connors Quay. So we need things to go right for us with the teams above us as well. But Connors Quay have Pontypridd, Newton, TNS and Penny Bond. So it is possible they drop 7 points in those positions. Anyway, I want to come back for that game to see how the season actually ends. And tomorrow or whenever I upload the next episode will be some point within the actual playoffs. There's no point doing the first game of the playoffs. You know what's like. Yeah, we'll come back for the playoffs. We of course also have Carnarvon. We also have the Welsh Cup final a week after this game against Carnarvon. So might well come back for that quarterfinals. But I'll see you for this game. I'm not looking forward to it. And we are back for the final game of the season, and to be honest, things haven't gone well for us. Let's first talk about this. Sean Williams has left. He's joined the new Saints, one of our better players this season. Been really key for us. But yeah, he has left the squad, headed off to the new Saints, despite not having maybe the best season in terms of average rating. He obviously has been very good for us, and average rating's a bit tough to describe for a centre-back at this kind of level. So, since we left off, we have yet to win a game, losing 3-1 to Bala, 1-0 to Penny Pont, draw, not a loss, you know what I mean, it felt like a loss, and another 3-1 loss this time to Barry. And when you think about the fact we beat them 3-2 2 months ago, you can tell that definitely we've gotten worse. But we have a brand new centre-back who we did sign earlier on in the season, who has now officially became part of the starting 11. That is Evan Cadwallader. 18 years old, huge potential, 6 foot, same height as Sean Williams. Not quite as good on his left side, but yeah, clearly a very good player. I love that determination, and I feel like there's definitely some future in him. We also have Ben Burrows, who is 5'11", but is very highly rated by our staff. But for right now, I'm going to stick with this. Actually, no, I'm going to bring Ben Burrows into the squad. The other big thing, Ben Haynes out injured for 4 to 7 weeks now. I think he was out for 3 months or something. For an 18-year-old, that is really, really bad. But it is now Wes Williams' turn to try and take over. 16 years old, grown to 6 foot. He was 5'11". Clearly going through a bit of a growth spurt, which is why his stats are starting to decrease. Basically, it's known kind of like I've forgotten what the official word is for it. It happens more so it's like 13, 14 years old, but when they go through puberty, especially young players, essentially like a baby lamb, like a foal or a calf, trying to learn to walk. Their limbs are too big, very difficult to control them. That makes sense. So that is at least my head canon, whatever you'd say, for why Wes Williams is the way he is right now, decreasing. It's probably because I'm trying to train him up as a sweeper keeper. Anyway, Wes Williams, Sodi, Cadwallader, Burrows, Wilson, Fice, Kampongo, Apan, Williams, Evans and Lewis. The team's starting to become a little bit more familiar with each other as we head into our final game of the 22 season. Oh, and on the bench, Dylan Bebb also calls up from the youth setup from the under-19s. Another pretty solid player. I think he can definitely operate here at a half-decent level, and that's the hope. Number 2 and number 20 given out. So yeah, I'm starting to maybe integrate a few other players into this side as we're obviously not playing as well as we should. Still trying to develop youth players, not necessarily that I want to or feel that, it's the best thing possible, more that we're kind of forced to. I was looking through the scouting for players sort of in their prime. I was looking like 27 to 31, 32. And the only players who were willing to kind of take any of those offers were players who were hardly playing in the Samu South, the league below us. So yeah, I'd rather avoid that and try and develop players into our own sort of level. Just checking that my microphone was on there, because that was panicking. Because I sound really quiet to myself, and I'm not entirely sure why. But yeah, I sound very, very quiet in my headphones. Anyway, first highlight for Carnarvon. Jank Pata. His name alone does give me a little bit of fear. Lloyd at the back post. Headed over. The league kind of feels a bit useless. As I say, we need to finish in 7th place. Currently 7 points behind Barry, who are there. Maybe it's possible. In 10 games, you can definitely have a 7-point swing, but we do feel more involved in kind of this bottom 4 than these two up top, Connors Quay and Barry, a little bit above the pack. By the way, for those wondering, last season we finished 4th, so definitely taking a decline with us in charge. But who cares? Hall of Fame, that's right, going to become the best manager of all time, definitely. Wilson and Williams having solid games today. And speaking of Wilson, our first highlight, Kabongo brought down, and that will be a penalty. Please, Alad Williams scored this. That doesn't look like Alad, that looks like Giannis. Who is that? That's Tom Price. I forgot, I brought him back into the side as well. He came back from suspensions and injuries. He gets his 3rd goal of the season and puts us 1-0 up. Hey, at least we're definitely doing things. I feel like we're not that bad. Taking a point off of Carnarvon all the way up there in 3rd place. It's so weird how we're both a quite solid team and very bad. We aren't consistent. Elliot Evans not having his best game. Neither is Alad Williams. We're going to keep with them. I'm going to bring Charlie Cosby on. That's going to be my little idea there. Not too many changes as we let this game kind of play itself out. Oh my god, I clicked on. And now there's a highlight. Shiza. And they brought out the Czechoslovakian then. Gito Pradella. Where's Williams? Forward. Oh no, that's a lovely touch by Lloyd. Williams got a touch to it, but Lewis Lloyd puts Carnarvon back equal 1-1. I'm going to bring Dylan Bebb and Javi Owen on. I'm also going to bring on Gaffin Jones. Just some changes there. See if maybe it can create something. We've gone very attacking. We've got nothing to lose if we're being honest. Let's go for the win. And there's a chance for Carnarvon. Thomas. Back post. Ashia. Headed away by Barney Sodas. Only as far as Setters. Setters! Great shot. Bounces off the post all the way back across goal. And another highlight here for Carnarvon. Drinkpata in with the corner. Westbrook at the back post. Cadwallader, really good header. I feel like that could be a pretty solid partnership there, Cadwallader and Ben Burrows. Watts at the back post, doesn't collect the header, but has the ball in the opposite corner. Westbrook, Giannis Lewis clears, all the way back out to setters. And he's going to bring this forward. Thomas now could play this across and does Lloyd a beautiful block there by Ben Burrows. Out for another corner kick. I'm beginning to panic, so I'm going to make a substitution and see if that changes something. Okay, it's strong on. Highlight, Jankpata once again in. Cadwallader again headers away. A sheer. I feel like I just keep seeing the same 5 names. Westbrook. And finally the highlight ends, and it looks like this is going to be a little bit of a Bowman 1-1 draw against Carnarvon. But at the top of the table side, and we get a draw against them, so you cannot complain. So after 22 games, the league table looks a little something like this. Oh my god, it's 35 days until that Welsh Cup quarter final. I didn't realise it was that late. We are in the transfer window. Don't expect really any signings. I want to try and sort of make this team a little smaller. It's a huge squad. So many names who haven't really played. And Emlyn Lewis does stay. So, as you can see now, there is that big line in the middle. The New Saints joint with Haverfordwest on goal difference and points. Those two are going to be competing for that top spot. Carnarvon in third on 38. Bala and Newton both on 37, with Penny Pond on 34. Then in the relegation playoffs we have Barry on 30, Connors Quay on 29, Cardiff Met Union on 23, Column Bay on 21, Aberystwyth on 16, and Pontypridd on 13. We won 6 of our games, beating Aberystwyth, the New Saints, Pontypridd, Barry, Newtown and Column Bay. 5 draws against Carnarvon, 2 against Pennybond, 1 against Bala and 1 against Aberystwyth, and 11 losses. Barry, Bala, Haverfordwest, Connors Quay, Carnarvon, Haverfordwest again, the New Saints, Connors Quay again, Pontypridd and Newtown. So, of Pontypridd's 3 wins, 1 was against Connors Quay, 1 against us and 1 against Aberystwyth. So somehow we are one of only 4 teams to beat the New Saints, and also one of only 3 teams to lose to Pontypridd, and that tells you exactly what you need to know about this season. We are, however, in the quarterfinals of the Welsh Cup against the New Saints. Teams who if we were to progress, are Carmarthen, Newtown, Carnarvon, that is so annoying, Pennypond, Cambrian and Clydach, and Airbus. So, if we beat the New Saints, besides maybe Newtown, you've got to say, and Carnarvon, I guess those 2 teams there are pretty solid. It would have been great if we could have gotten one of these 2. Anyway, that is all for today. The game against Connors Quay. So we will be back for the Welsh Cup quarter final against the New Saints. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the last episode of this season, unless we get a shock victory, which is possible. We have beaten the New Saints before. Thank you all for watching. I will see you soon. Bye bye.